Today we have on hand the Porum Panthers and Coach Larry Childers in his 39th,
Actually 41st.
41st year of coaching in Oklahoma. And Coach, I know, just for starters, you told me back when we talked after your hire that the fire was still there. How did the smoke lead to this particular job, and why?
Well, you know, I'd been at Porum once before in 1982 and 83. I was there for 1 year, and I had met a lot of my former players that played for me back then contacted me and told me that the job was going to be open, and they were wondering if I'd be interested in coming back, bringing me out of retirement. And I said, well, I don't know. We'll talk about it. And the more I thought about it, and I thought, well, this is something I really enjoy doing. I still had the fire and the compassion and the desire to do it, and I like working with the young athletes. And I spent most of my life learning how to coach this game, so I thought, well, maybe I can give back a little bit to them, since they did hire me back in '82 as my first head coaching job, to go back and work with the young men at Porum and see if we can get things turned around. I know that they've been struggling a little bit over the last couple of years, but I still believe that we have the athletes there on campus to make things work. And so it's a pleasure to be back and give it another go.
And you were, like you said, there in 82 and 83. Kind of give me a contrast of what Porum football was like in 82 and 83 and what coaching was like then and now.
Well, back then, we worked the field with diesel, which today you can't do that. We had different color helmets. Some kids wore the gold helmet, some wore maroon helmets. We had the uniforms were mix and match. We didn't look all the same every game, but we were just starting out. We had a program that was new, and we didn't have the best equipment, but we did have some equipment, and we tried to make do with what we had because we didn't have a lot of money to put into it at that time. And so I think we had some hard knocks at the beginning, but over the years things have gotten better. They have built a new stadium. At the old stadium, it was just part of the campus. Now we have a stadium that's it's outside the town a little bit, and we have nice bleachers. We got nice dressing facilities and visitor facilities. I mean, they've come a long way since 1982 and 83.
And that was the first year of the program, correct?
No, they had been playing football before then, but they had struggled. And Calvin Moore is my principal at Porum, and I had talked to Calvin, and he had offered me the head coaching job, and I told him I'd take it, and I left Morris in '82 to go there. And
you said a lot of former players reached out to you. Being that age and stuff, I'm wondering if any of these guys sitting here are you're talking about maybe their parents or parents of kids that you've got right now that did the reaching out.
I don't think there's any of their grandsons are playing, but these are people that I had known over the years and can continue to know, and they just would like to see me come back and be part of the community, be part of the school structure.
Yeah,
I know I think they enjoyed playing for me back then. You know, we were like 3-7, but we were getting there. It just that you know, we're a little bit short on some areas.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you got all your linemen but no speed, then you got all your speed guys with no linemen. So when we got all the parts together, we were going to be pretty good. I knew, and they continued on after I left and went to Dakota, and I was at Dakota 15 years. But I've always had that desire to go back. And this is, you know, once you do this for so long, it's just part of life. It's just part of what you do. And I know people might think it's kind of strange, a 68-year-old man coming out of retirement, but I was teaching school anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm just adding another part to it.
Okay.
So I just added a little more extracurricular activities, but I was still working.
Good deal. Go over here on the left with Drew Brown. Drew, you know, with the culture change that you've seen, you know, with Coach Childers coming in, what's unique about what Coach Childers brings to the table for you guys?
I think part of it is the experience. He knows a lot more of the football and with that knowledge, he's able to teach us. And I will say, throughout the past couple years, we haven't been really taught the fundamentals great. And Coach Childers, he just brings a lot of knowledge with him. And I have learned a great amount just him being there in that short amount of time. So I feel like that's probably
Okay.
probably where it is.
Braden, you want to jump on that? And
Yeah, I would
dig
say
deep?
the biggest change was the discipline, for sure. We run a play now, and if we mess up, we run it again, and we do it until we perfect it pretty much.
Okay. Seth, quarterback of this team, you're looking at maybe a little bit different offensive scheme, some different coaching. Kind of talk about what's different there and what your challenge is going forward to try to get this offense going.
One of them is going to be that we're going to be running everything. Every week's going to be a new playbook, and coach is going to be doing everything we can to adapt and to be a step ahead of every defense that I will be going against. And I think it's just going to be one of the greatest learning experiences of my career.
Okay. By the way, are you and Drew related?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
That's
Brothers?
Yes,
yes,
sir.
Okay. Cooper, you're, I know I've heard some stuff with Coach and talk to Coach Childers about commitment to common goals, and that being a challenge for this team. Why would that be a challenge this year? I mean, what's commitment to common goals is sort of a consistent team theme. Has there been struggles in that? And if so, what's going to be different this year for you guys?
Like last year and years before that, there wasn't much commitment to the team. Kids were skipping practice. There was a bunch of other things that just wasn't really towards the team that people did. And I feel like this year, everyone's goal is to just try to work better, try to be more of a team player, and we're gonna try to. That's good.
That's it. Okay. Seth, you want to jump in there and finish that or pick up where?
Yes, sir. I think one thing that has been a struggle for our team and community has been getting beat up year after year, and I think that with the kids being and the players being discouraged because of that, I think that's where our commitment to common goals has been missed, because some kids that would possibly not be as committed, they kind of just fall off. And I think this year with Coach Childers now, I think that we're going to be all we're going to be one mind almost, and I think he's going to be able to bring us together as a team more than ever.
Okay, Brady, I'm going to let you answer this one right quick, and then Coach, as we close in a little bit, I want you to take this thought, and we're going to go forward with it a little bit more, right? Yep. The commitment to common goals. What does that mean to you?
So I kind of agree with Cooper. Last year, I think there was almost like a stereotype that we were just going to get beat. There was no point in coming to practice, no point in showing up. This year, that's different because everything's changing now. We got a different game plan. We got a different mindset, really, going into it.
Losing brings a lot of frustration, and it's natural that, it's tempting to do what you guys have said you do in that situation. Winning doesn't happen overnight either. So what's going to be, how do you overcome the challenge of, say, maybe a tough early going, you've got a couple of really good teams in your district statewide, if things don't go exactly right but maybe better, how do you avoid what's been happening in previous years?
I think this year, I think our team's will be closer together this year. I think we'll be able to rely on each other and be able to support each other through the hard times.
Okay, Drew, I want you to jump in on that one too.
I think one of the things about coming back, I think almost repetition. I've understood those teams because we played them multiple years, and like Stinnett said, we've had better teamwork, and we've just been working hard and just understanding, playing again, understanding those teams and how they play, and then having a mind like coach to be able to break down the individual pieces of how that team plays and be able to just mold it into the ways that we can do better, or just looking back at our mistakes and being able to overcome those.
Okay, Coach, you've heard this, and I know that this has been a point of emphasis. You know the struggles that the program has had. How do you take that together and get it steered away from the potential of the reaction that's happened before? Oh man, here we go again. How do you get through that? And also, if you'll wrap us up with just a look at your district this year and your schedule.
Okay. My approach would be to stay positive and continue to work hard, learn the fundamentals, do the right things, practice every day, get better every day. Just don't go to practice and just go through practice, but improve at least a little bit. And if you do that, and the time you get ready to be a senior, you should be reaching full capacity of your playing ability. And I also would say that through scouting, preparation, we're looking at our opponent. I don't know how much they've done in the past, but we will be watching game film of the opponent. We will know what their strengths and weaknesses are. We will, before we go into the game, I always felt like if I did my job right, then we got a good chance to win. If I do my job of getting them prepared right, looking over the fundamentals and making sure we're doing the right things in practice, I want to give these young men a chance to succeed. And that's the only thing I can do is give everything I can in that regard for them to be successful. I do realize that, we're not going to probably be the top team in our district. There are some teams in there that are really, really good, nation or statewide. Dewar being one of them, Caddo being one of them. Dewar came off a state championship 2 years ago. Caddo is coming off one about 5 years ago. But there's also a lot of schools in there that I feel like that we can line up and compete with. Our ADM is about the same as those other schools. I think it just comes down to a mindset. If you want to be a winner, you go work at it, you put the price into it. And, if you invest in it, I always tell them if you invest in it, it's hard to give it up. It's hard. You don't want to lose because you got so much invested. If you just want to go through the motions and then the game you don't win or you don't play very well and you don't feel bad about it, then I would consider them guys not really buying into it. If we lose, which we're not going to probably win them all, but I do expect us to play hard. I expect us to be competitive. I expect us to give great effort, and I expect them to lay it on the line and give us his best chance. And we're not only doing it for our team, we're doing it for our community too. We want to represent Porum in a class way, and we want to represent our school in a class way. And we know that there's people. We have a nice stadium, and our goal is to get people in the stadium. Yeah. And if we win, we're going to start getting people coming out watching the program. And just give us a chance. Let us show us what we can do, and I think they'll be happy with the results. And I've never been part of a losing team. I've never won them all, but I've never lost them all either. So, but I expect this to be improved, and I expect this to be. I think people. I don't want people just to be able to circle us on the calendar as a homecoming game. And, they know if they. I think they're going to know when they play Porum from here on in that it's going to be a tough game. We're not going to lay down for nobody. We're not going to take a back seat to nobody. We're going to respect everybody, but we're not going to. We're not going to be. Somebody's just going to lay down and back off and just give it to them. They're going to have to earn it. And we want to have a home field where when they come into our place, that's going to be a tough place to play.
Right. And in District B5, 6 teams in it, 4 teams make the playoffs.
Yes, sir. I would say that Weber Falls. I think Weber Falls has got some good athletes. I know they got players, my former players that I had when I was there in 2000, that went to the semifinals. Some of their sons are coming up now, and that'll be kind of like a reunion game. And then we play Midway, and I was at Midway for a few years, and that'll be like a reunion game. But I represent Porum, you know, and those. And we're going to do our best if we can to play with all them schools. But I would say this: Dewar is the best team in the district by far. And well, I can't say that because Caddo, I don't know all about them. But those two will be the top two. Then I think the rest of us can play it out for 3 and 4.
Yeah.
And I expect us to be right in the hunt.
Gentlemen, thank you for your time, and good luck to the Porum Panthers.
Can I say one thing, Mike?
Yes.
Can I bring up Bo Chapman? Bo,
Real quick.
Bo Chapman is one of our sophomores, and we're looking for Bo. Good things from Bo. He loves football, and he'll be one of our top linemen. Come on into the picture, Bo. He'll be one of our top linemen, one of our top players going into the season. And we got some young players. We got some young players that are going to be good time they're seniors, and then we got some good juniors that can be good if they'll stay with it. And then we only got a few seniors, but our senior leadership will be important to us. But I'm counting on these young guys like Bo and Cooper, Drew and Braden, and Seth to kind of be the seniors and the leaders of this team going forward.
Okay.
So,
Real quick thought from you, and we'll close it out. Anything you want to chime in general?
I just think
Down at close to the microphone.
I just think that we have a good shot at this year, especially with Coach Childers. He's gonna bring it back. That's all.
Okay. Gentlemen, again, thank you for your time. Good luck to the Porum Panthers in 2022. Thank you.
thank you, Mike.